I've been working from my home office for more than 7 years now, and over time, I've started to realize that a lot of the gear in this office is, well, unique. It's tech and accessories that I find super useful, but I don't see a lot of other people using. So today, I'm gonna do a little experiment. I'm gonna show you some of the most unique tech and accessories from my desk and home office, and I wanna know if anyone out there thinks this stuff is actually useful, or if I've gone off the deep end with some of my home office upgrades. Let's get into it. Normally I start these videos here at my main desk setup, but today I'm switching things up. Let's move over to my audio desk where I'm currently using one of the wildest mechanical keyboards I've ever tested. This is the Lunar 1 by 𝑼𝑵𝑰𝑸, and there is so much going on here. First, there's the keycaps, which have this fun space-aged theme to them, and then there's the metal knob up top, which is not just for volume control, it's fully programmable. Then on each side of the keyboard, there are these two rocket boosters, but these are actually fidget spinners. You can remove them from the keyboard and do your thing, which I find strangely satisfying. But my personal favorite feature of the Lunar 1 is this display at the top of the keyboard. This display is a volume meter, which is perfect because I use this keyboard at my audio desk where I record voiceovers and different instruments. Moving on, it wouldn't be a work from hype video if I didn't have a new macro pad to show you guys, and I promise you won't be disappointed. This is the Printed Pad by Proda Designs. It's a compact 9-button macro pad with 4 different layers of shortcuts. And at the top, there's an extra button and screen which you can use to cycle through different layers of shortcuts. But my favorite part of the Printed Pad is just how clean this device looks on the desk. This minimal design also makes it the perfect candidate for customization. I wanted to turn this macro pad into a musical fidget toy at my audio desk, and so I picked up a set of keycaps inspired by the Teenage Engineering OP1. Then I added one of those sweet coiled USB-C cables and connected the device to Ableton on my computer, and now I have a sweet little drum machine that I can play around with and type out simple beats throughout the day. And of course, you can use it as a standard macro pad, so you could use it to create productivity shortcuts in any program you could think of. This next device takes things from my desk to the air, and to the sponsor of today's video, Aranet. This is the Aranet for Home. It's a well-designed little gadget with an e-ink screen, smart home connectivity, and incredible battery life. Its job is to monitor the air quality and conditions in your home or office. The Aranet for Home can of course do the basics, like the current temperature and humidity conditions, which is useful if you have an office full of lights and computers that run hot like I do. But more importantly, the Aranet for Home has a carbon dioxide or CO2 measurement system. This will alert you if carbon dioxide levels are too high. And a high concentration of CO2 in the air usually correlates to poor ventilation or stale air, which is not great for our lungs. As we all learned during the pandemic, when the air stops moving, we are more likely to get sick. Also, my office is partially underground down in a basement, where fresh air isn't always a given. And so the Aranet for Home has been a helpful reminder to get fresh air flowing in my office for the sake of my lungs. And if you're interested in adding an Aranet for Home to your home or office, you can use my code WORKFROMHYPE5 for a discount at the link below. Now let's move over to my standing desk, where I've got a few accessories that are a bit odd, but I use them all the time. And if you didn't see my video where I gave a full tour of my home office, the idea behind the standing desk is that I wanted an additional workspace in my office that was open, not facing a wall, with no permanent screens. And at my standing desk, I wanted easy access to music controls, so I added this desktop media controller by Vaydeer. It's incredibly simple. On the device, you have controls to play, pause, or skip a track, and of course, a larger wheel for controlling the volume. I really enjoy this controller because my standing desk is in the middle of my office, so I can just walk by and control my music without having to look at a monitor. And when I'm listening to music at my standing desk, I often reach for a more unique pair of earbuds. These are the first generation Sony Linkbuds, and unlike your standard AirPods, these earbuds are open by design. They blend your music with the world around you, which is perfect for my standing desk because when I work here, I want to be able to hear stuff. You know, like the doorbell or my family knocking on the door of my office. Also at my standing desk is one of my favorite fidget toys of all time. This is a Keytester. It has 9 different types of mechanical keyboard switches, but the keys do nothing. This isn't connected to anything. Originally, I picked up this Keytester when I got really into mechanical keyboards a few years ago, and I was researching different types of key switches, and I wanted to see if I liked the feel of a key switch before ordering an expensive keyboard that would take half a year to arrive. And this is what I got. But nowadays, the Keytester just chills on the side of my desk, so I can furiously tap at it throughout the day whenever I'm feeling stressed. And now we head back to my main desk setup, where the next item in this list is technically the most unique desk accessory in the whole office. This is the triple slot desk mat, and I'm proud to say it's the first ever Work From Hype original. I wanted to create a desk mat that embraces my love of desk gadgets and accessories, and I was also inspired by some of my favorite video games. Games where you have a set number of slots to equip armor or weapons, and so this desk mat is divided into 3 slots. A slot for your mouse, another for your keyboard, and of course my personal favorite, the accessory slot, for your macro pads, music controllers, or whatever desk gadget you can think of. So if you're interested in adding a triple slot desk mat to your own setup, or if you've ever wanted to directly support me and this channel, there will be a link to this desk mat in the description below. And a huge shout out to everyone who's reached out asking about this desk mat and when it will be available. Your support helped bring this product to life. Okay, I promise no more shameless plugs in this video. Let's get back to the list. The next item on my list was the original inspiration for this video. This is the, hold on a sec. Okay, I always forget the name. Okay. This is the Telecam, and it's a webcam, but it was never intended to be used in a home office like this. Let me explain. This device is what most people would call a conference room camera. In the world of corporate offices, cameras like these are usually mounted on top of large TVs in video conferencing rooms. And unlike your average webcam, conference room cameras have large lenses and massive video sensors because they need to capture an entire conference room full of people in high resolution. And this conference camera is also fully motorized. It came with a remote control, which I can use to control the position of the camera lens. I can even save coordinates to the camera, which I can access instantly to create different scenes around my office. And as you can see, I went crazy and mounted this ridiculous webcam up high near the ceiling of my office to give me extra camera angles and perspectives when I make YouTube videos. It's ridiculous, but that's what I like about it. However, if you're interested in picking something like this up, you should know that these cameras are actually pretty expensive. In fact, the only reason why I was able to afford one is because there was an office building near me that went virtual during the pandemic, but when the pandemic was over, their employees didn't return to the office, and so they got rid of just about everything, including their conference room cameras. So if you're crazy like me and want to replicate something like this, keep an eye on local listings and office closures. I don't recommend paying full price for a camera like this. The next item is a bit of a throwback. This is the Vaydeer H2 weather station, and unlike the Aranet 4 I showed you earlier, which is all about improving indoor air quality, this guy is like your own personal weather channel. It comes with this wireless sensor that you place outside your home, so instead of using the internet to tell you what the weather conditions are, this device takes measurements locally. Also, there's a little smiley face that tries to tell you when it's a good time to go outside for a walk, and it's very silly, but somehow I like this psychological reminder that if I want to be happy, I do need to leave the office and see the sun from time to time. And if you haven't already guessed it, this is not a tablet with a screen. This is an old school analog LCD display, and telling the weather is all it does. The colors are super saturated, it kind of looks ugly, but for some reason I like that. Maybe I'm just a millennial who's a bit nostalgic for old school displays like this, but I also really appreciate having a dedicated gadget that serves its purpose without a constant data connection. Okay, things are starting to get really weird now. Another strange tool for creation in my office is my DIY isolation stand. The idea is pretty simple. I don't have the time or the money to build a real voiceover booth here in my office, so in situations where I want to reduce reflections and slightly improve the quality of my voice recordings, I can place this stand just behind my microphone, and it creates a sort of mini recording booth around the microphone. Obviously, this will never replace a real recording booth, and yes, I could just drape a blanket over me, but this cheap little isolation stand has improved a few recordings over the years, and so I keep it around. I'm going to round out this list with one of the strangest things in my home office, and that would be my skateboard footrest. When I'm working at my standing desk, I often lock my legs in one position and I don't move around very much. Then one day I grabbed an old skateboard deck out of the garage and threw it underneath my desk. Then I went online and ordered a pair of soft trucks. But I did increase the danger. Look, I'm not trying to learn any new flip tricks in my office and break a monitor. I just wanted something to lean back and forth on while I'm working, and it works. But every now and then I get a little too focused on what I'm doing, and you can probably guess what happens next. So yes, the skateboard footrest does look cool and it does its job, but it's not exactly the safest thing to put under your desk. I should probably end this video before I give you any more bad ideas. These were some of the strangest and most unique pieces of gear in my home office. And if you made it all the way to the end of this video, first of all, thank you. And secondly, just how crazy am I? Let me know if you think this list was pure chaos, or maybe, just maybe, if you'd actually use some of this gear in the comments below. As always, my name is 𝑼𝑵𝑰𝑸. Thank you guys so much for watching Work From Hype, and I will catch you in the next one.